Yeah, are you a new dev and you want to know some like underrated stuff that most people in their local do? Look no further. So, what I'm going to be teaching you today are values. These are very important when making games. So, a value. Look at value, and you'll see many values: like color value, int value, number value, object value. Mainly focus on string value, int value, and bool value. So let's just get those two or those three. So we just want int value and then we want string value. So they're different values and they have different purposes. So a boolean is either true or false. Pretty simple. Maybe you want a code saying if true, make this object transparent, right? We have an int value, which could be whatever number. It could be for health, stamina. Um, I wouldn't recommend doing health for this, but you do health for like an object or um an NPC maybe, right? And then here's a string value. So let's say the player places something down and you want them to own it, so you can just like put their name here, right? And then every time someone tries to use that object, it could check the string value, and if it's their username, then they can use the value. So it's like has all purposes, right? So it's honestly, yeah, it's kind of hard to distinguish them. So let's call it string and let's call it number. But for now, I'm just showing you number. And I'll also show you a little sweet trick that I didn't know until like a while back, but I probably should have. So first, we want to reference the player. So it's always best practice to do um, get service. So game get service players dot player local character is equal to and humanoid. There we go. So we just need a humanoid, and we need a reference to value. So local value is equal to workspace dot number, and then we need to set a value for it. Don't do this client side. Remember, tutors can like change client side with scripts. So whenever you don't want anyone to like change anything that can maybe affect your speed, the like what's in the game, you always put it on a server script. So not a local script, not the blue script, the gray script, or the white script. Anyways, value.value is equal to, and let's just make this 100, right? So here's a little tip. We can do actually no, we can use the boolean here. So what we can do is we can do local bool for a boolean. A boolean is just a true or false, right? True or false value is equal to value or workspace dot value. So now we are going to say we can actually do this. Well, first we want boolean to be false because for what we're doing right now, we want it to be false, and whenever it's true, we do something. So just watch humanoid dot running. This is an interesting function. Basically, when the humanoid speed changes, it fires once and it tells you its speed. So how do we get the speed in a variable? Connect function. Inside a function, we have a parameter called speed, and this will just tell us the humanoid speed. So we can actually put in comments here. Speed is the player's uh current speed when changed. All right. So no, we'll just put that here. Anyways, we obviously need an end here. So now what we can do is do walking is equal to speed 0. Or not walking. We have a boolean value. So I was thinking our boolean value is called walking. Actually, that would probably be a better demonstration. Walking to boolean. So what this does is it gives us it means if the speed is bigger than 0, then walking is equal to true. If not, or we could just do, I think here, this would be very simple. If speed is bigger than 0, then walking is true, and else walking is false. Walking was false. Or, else if speed is smaller than or equal to 0, and then walking equals 0. Alright, so this checks when the humanoid speed change, right? It gets the speed, and if speed is bigger than 0, so if the character is moving, then walking is equal to true. Else, if the speed is smaller or equal to 0, then walking equals false. So now this is how we use our boolean value. You could just do this in a variable. You don't have to use a boolean value, but this is just an example. So now we can just do a task.spawn. This will just play the code without stopping like anything else. So then we'll just do wow true do. Or actually what we can do is we can get run service. So let's go run. We don't need to make a variable since we're only using it once, but whatever. Run game get service run service dot heartbeat connect function. There we go. Oh, nope. So we have our stamina value here, right? Now what heartbeat does is it runs every frame. So every frame it's checking if walking is equal to true. So since once the speed is moving, this will become true. So every frame it checks if we're moving. If we're moving, the value will subtract by 1. Um, right? Now, um, else if it's not true, then the value will plus equal 1. So go up by 1. And we want it to wait, and we'll just make it wait like 0.1 seconds. And right after every single one, we'll print the value. So let's grab this. Let's put this print value before the wait. Let's do it here as well. And we of course want to wait. So maybe if we have another number value, right, we can put the cooldown. But for now, let's just make a number, or else make a variable for it. So local cd equals 0.1, right? And then we want to wait by their cooldown, or maybe like how much stamina they have. It can change like how low it gets per iteration. Anyways, let's go check this code. Might be wrong. Who knows? Not really paying attention. Okay, we did something. Oh yeah, it's because what's happening is since they're not moving, it's just going up. We didn't put a cap. We'll do if value is bigger than 100, then return end. So if the value or we can do uh local max value is equal to value dot value, right? Now we're just gonna say, so what we're doing is we're checking its max value after we set it, right? And now whenever we are checking here, it just checks if the value is bigger than the max value, then return end. And we can do the same thing here. So if value dot value is smaller than or equal to 0, then return end. So if the value is 0, oh, we'll just do, yeah, no, we'll just do smaller than or equal to 0. So the value is 0, then it will not go down. And actually, we can check this out. So as you can see, oh, I guess it's just 101, but see how it goes down, stop moving, goes up, goes down, goes up. The 101 is due to the stamina being 101 before we make the variable. So in any case, you could just do 100, right? I'm not sure if there's no property for that. But as you can see, this is very useful, maybe for like sprinting system or anything of the sort, right? You could see, right? It works perfectly. I mean, there's obviously other ways of doing it, right? But it's a pretty neat way. I just hope this gave you inspiration for making any systems or maybe helping your game. But yeah, that's all for me. I don't know why it's 101. Don't ask me. I'm not really trying to debug, but yeah, thanks for watching.